for the listeners that have tuned in, because we have quite a few, Reef, do you have any questions or comments from people from audience that have tuned in? I've been listening for a few minutes.
So how is what the
Yeah.
Democrats have done not a federal crime from John McCarthy?
Ah,
Um, Seems
that's
like
a
a
good
pretty decent
question.
question.
Do you
Um,
do you have an answer to that? Is it a federal crime? It's FEC. It's
Yeah, I think, and that's something that we're going to pursue, and
mhm.
there are a variety of options here for us, whether it be legal, administrative, or political. And I think we're
Mhm.
going to probably pursue all three.
Okay.
I can't speak to what we're going to do specifically at this point. When we act on that, then we will let people know what we are doing. But
Okay.
certainly there will be legal challenges to this, and there is the opportunity for people who have been aggrieved, petition signers, to file civil lawsuits in this as well against the
Okay.
State Board of Elections and others who interfered in their constitutional right to petition the government. There's that's a long history to
Yeah.
that constitutional right. Kind of goes back to the
Yeah.
late 18th century, right? I mean, so
Yeah.
you have that. We have that option. We have a variety of options where right now we are discussing what is the best way forward for this, what's the most productive, and also what's the best in terms of our timeline. We do have a issue where the state has already clearly said that they will be printing ballots in mid-August. So we have basically a 6-week window to get on the ballot. My understanding is that when it comes to ballot printing, the courts usually side with the states. I might be wrong with that, but I think generally the courts tend to side with the state in terms of comes to, we have to print the ballots and proof them and then get them out by, such and such a date for absentee
Mhm.
ballots. So we
Right.
do have that deadline. And if I were the Democrats, whether they be with Elias Law Firm, the DSCC, the
Mhm.
State Board of Elections, Governor Cooper's office, whoever it may be, my goal would be to make sure this process takes 6 weeks. So set up obstacle after obstacle. So if we win in court, appeal it. If we win that appeal, then file a challenge through an outside party like Elias that will put us back into court. If we win that, then find another way to challenge and try and run the clock out. This is something that they do. We see them do this, they being the Democratic Party, and the Republican Party does it as well to those, we've got this inane understanding of our political system. And I say it all the time, left, right. So I'm as guilty as participating in it because it's simple. It's part of our grammar now. It's how we think.
Right.
It's very
Mhm.
Orwellian, right? I mean, in the
Yeah.
sense of right, controlling how we view things based on our
Right.
language. And, this idea of it's a left right axis.
Mhm.
So, and I had this conversation today because in 2016, there was a libertarian candidate in North Carolina who received 100,000 votes, which if in the way it is explained, if those votes had gone to the Republican candidate, the incumbent governor, he would have won. The incumbent governor would have won re-election. But because a libertarian stole 100,000 votes, and the whole argument is inane because that libertarian ran on ending the war on drugs. That libertarian ran on marriage equality. That libertarian ran on trans rights. That libertarian ran on a host of things that are anathema to the Republican Party, just as we as Greens run on a host of issues that are completely antagonistic and vile to the Democratic Party. The idea of people
Yeah.
having the health care they deserve as a human right is anathema to the Democratic Party. So, we
Obviously,
run
yeah.
into those arguments as well. But like the idea that we are a threat to the system and those who profit from the system is what inspires them to do everything they can to keep us out and to create these types of obstacles, hurdles. And of course, their last line of defense will be that mid-August ballot printing, as far as I can tell.